Welcome back to another episode of I Don't Know, and today we are going to um, solve this question, which is the checked radio button is triggered again on selection of other buttons. The description states, in the React project I have certain radio button of which one is checked by default. When other buttons are selected, it gets triggered again. Is there any solution to avoid it? Following is the code of better clarity. And here's the code. Basically, we have input field, which is the radio button, and then a label, and another input field label, and basically these are all, I think, 5 input fields and labels. For radio button to work, we need to have type radio, and also the name of each of radio button have to be the same. So here, example radios, all of them are the same. And then the values are different, right? So here it's option 1, option 2, option 3, and so on and so forth. Now, as you can see from code above, which is taken from Bootstrap framework, my intention is to make all the radio buttons work normal. Any possible solution. Please refer to Code Sandbox. So let's open the Code Sandbox and see what's happening here. Okay, so we have a list of, I think this is styled radio buttons, right? And basically, when I click simulation, it has to select the simulation, but nothing happens. So I didn't see, basically this is a component which doesn't have any state, anything, just a straight HTML, right? And then we have CSS. So it looks like the problem is that this is a controlled input by React, and that means that since this first radio button has checked property which relates to true, it doesn't matter whether we will click this or any of the other radio buttons. The internal state of the input field is doesn't change, right? So this input is always checked. So to fix it, we actually need to import React, import use effect, right? From React, use effect from React. Oh, not effect, use state, sorry guys, use state. And then we will create a state checked and set checked, right? And then checked is going to be, let me see real quick. So we want to, yeah, that's gonna be option 1, right? So we want to take the value and say checked, and probably here I would create a small function is checked, right? And then pass the value, and then we'll check if the value equals to the checked option in the state. And then I'm going to add it here and pass option, right? Like, sorry, the value. So now I'm gonna add this to all of the inputs, and normally I would probably just create an array of data and then map through that array and build these inputs, and that way I will be able to eliminate a lot of code, right? So it works now, but for some reason it doesn't evaluate it doesn't set the mailing as default, right? So, oh yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot to update these 3, 4, the values for each of them. Okay, so now this one is default, and yeah, and it doesn't work. And it doesn't work because now we need to set the checked element. And for that, we will declare a function on check, or maybe on select. I like on select more, which is going to take the event, but probably we are going to just destructure the event to target, and then we will destructure the target to value, right? And then what we are going to do, we are just going to set the value. And now we will add on select, right? Now we are going to add it to each of these radio buttons. And that should do the trick. Let me save and then try. But no, it doesn't work. There is any console. Unknown even handler property on select. On select. Did I miss something? On select. On select. Oh, I think that's when I'm typing. When I was typing, it was saving and running it incorrectly. Alright, let me do this. I'm gonna do console log. Most likely I didn't use proper event handler or something like that. So let me just console log this to see if it actually, oops, let me see, sign in, okay. If it actually does something. No, it doesn't do it. So probably that's on change. Let me change to on change all of these guys. Yeah, this is what happens when you don't work with React for a long time. All right. Yeah, now it works, right? And we see the console. Great. Let's go back to this question. It was asked 21 minutes ago. Okay. So your radio buttons doesn't work because you said you don't control the state of the buttons. If you remove checked, let me do checked property from the first radio button, it will work as you expect. But when you set it to be checked, for React, it means that the state, the internal state of that radio button never changes. And since all radio buttons are and since there might be only one radio button checked at the same time, you always see the first as checked. To fix that behavior, you have to control your radio buttons via React state. This is how you do it. And I'm just gonna copy and paste this whole component. So we'll mark it as a code, and probably I'm gonna add state. You need to use React state to store selected checkbox name, and then checked, and then checked property, and then set checked property to all of the check boxes. Sorry, radio buttons. So check button and selected radio button. Sorry guys, I'm typing and it's really hard to type and think. So you need to use React state to store selected radio button name, and then, or not name, value, right? Value, and then set checked property to all of the radio buttons by comparing the value of each radio button to checked or saved checked state. Please refer to below code sample. Now, as usual, or as always, I'm gonna add hope this helps. And yeah, this is how you fix and work with radio buttons in React. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, like this video, and see you next time.